Good Friday afternoon, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Oh, headed home from a full day's work. Haven't talked to you all for a while. I do apologize. A lot of things been happening. Good things have been going on, and so, just trying to get a lot of things set and in order. So please excuse the steering wheel when you see it. I have to get a cell phone holder for my car so I can so there won't be any obstruction when I'm driving, because normally this is the time when I'm able, there we go again, this is the time when I'm able to talk to you and just drop a few things that have been on my mind that I definitely hope blesses those who hear and watch and share the videos. So there's been something that's been kind of on my heart over the past several weeks. A few weeks ago, I went back home to Tallahassee just to see a lot of church friends. Really, just to see a lot of church friends and family from Metropolitan Cathedral of Truth. Pastors Kenneth and Alina Barrington, like family. I've had a chance to see Pastor Helena, though she had to go to the hospital on Sunday morning. Had a chance on Monday just to stop in and see her, hug her neck, sit down and talk with her. And of course, Pastor Kenneth, just great men and women of God, and just love them to life. People say love them to death. No, I love them to life. And it's, man, I don't know. I just don't have enough words to talk and say about them. But this kind of begins with when I was leaving Tallahassee on that Monday. My wife and I, we stopped at a Burger King out on North Monroe, right before you get onto the interstate. So if you're in Tallahassee, you know exactly where I'm talking about, on 27 headed north. Or should I say 27 when you're coming back into town. So headed south. My wife and I and two of my daughters, we went into the Burger King to grab something to eat because we hadn't eaten. And there was a gentleman who was sitting there, and he was homeless. And so looking at the guy, he was a homeless man, and he was sitting there eating some food, and he had gotten up to throw his food or excuse me, not his food, but his trash. He had gotten up to throw his trash away. And when I looked down at his shoes, I saw basically his shoes were just falling apart. And when I say falling apart, he literally had no sides. Like, his foot was coming out the side of his shoe. And I just looked at his foot and I was like, oh my God. This guy, his shoes are just falling apart on him. This guy does not have a decent pair of shoes. So I went into the car because I normally keep a pair of shoes in the car. I had the two pair that I had taken with me to Tallahassee. But I normally carry like an extra pair in case, go to work out after work or whatever else the case might be. And I did not have that pair. I had the pair that was on my feet and the pair that I brought with me to Tallahassee. The pair that was on my feet were a pair of those Toms, called Toms. And the pair that was in the back was a pair of Nikes I had bought about 2 months ago. So, I went out to the car to check to see if I had anything I could give this man. And I went in, I said, I thought I had another pair of shoes that maybe I'll work out in. I didn't. So I go back in, and he's not in there. He had gone into the bathroom. And my wife had just come out the bathroom. And so maybe a couple seconds after my wife came out the bathroom, the gentleman comes out the bathroom. And my wife sees me looking at his shoes. And my wife was like, if you want to do it, you can go and do it. She already knew what was on my mind. So I go up to this gentleman whose name is Matthew Maddox. Matthew Maddox. He said that he graduated from Swanee High School. He didn't give me the class. I think he was like in the late 90s. He said he graduated from Swanee High School, late 90s. So he was from that Northwest Florida area. So if you know him, try to reach out. He's somewhere in the Tallahassee area if this gets out to somebody, okay? So his name was Matthew Maddox. And, you know, I looked at him. I walked up to him as he walked out the bathroom. I said, excuse me, what size shoe do you wear? And he looked up at me. He said, 10.5, 11. I said, okay, cool. Give me one moment. I go out to the car, grab my Nikes, go into the suitcase that my wife and I were using, and get, I had some clean socks. Like I had 3 pairs of clean socks. Get these clean socks. And then I go back inside to the Burger King and I give him the shoes. Basically brand new shoes. I give it to him. And I say, and I said, here, man, I want you to have these. And he was like, what are you talking about? You don't even know me. And I was like, I don't have to know you. All I know. So, I gave him my shoes. And, you know, he just began to tell me a few things about himself and whatnot. And, you know, he felt like, his words were, you know, it feels like people don't even care anymore. You know, they look at you or they walk right past you or they look at you with a dirty look because you're homeless and because you may not smell good. And it's like people just don't care anymore. They're just all about what their business is or what they have to do. And he was like, you didn't have to do this, and I really do appreciate it. And I said that whole story not because, you know, yeah, I gave a pair of shoes to a guy whose shoes were falling apart, who says he walks over 10, 20 miles a day, who, when he took off his shoes, his foot was so swollen because he didn't have any type of support in the shoes that he was wearing. His foot was so swollen. His socks were wet because over the past several days prior to us getting to Tallahassee, it had been raining. So he was in still wet socks, and it smelled like they were wet, and shoes that were falling apart. And saying all of that to say this: if you're going to give somebody something, give your best. Don't give anybody anything that's like halfway, that's junky, that has stains on it. Typically my wife and I, we have 3 little girls. Excuse the wheel covering up my face again. My wife and I have 3 little girls, and each time our girls grow out of their clothes, we give their clothes away. And typical practice for my wife and I is to whatever clothes that have stains on them, that have rips in them, different things of that nature, before we give them away, regardless if we give them to like not a consignment shop, but, you know, like a Salvation Army or a resale place, we make sure that the clothes are in good condition. That's what we try to do. We make sure to try to have everything that is in good condition. Why? Because we don't want to give junk to anybody. We don't want to. We wouldn't want people giving junk to us. So why would I give junk to someone else? If you're going to do it, regardless if the person is homeless and they don't have anything, you still need to give them your best. There's a gentleman by the name of Pat Mesiti. He's out of Australia, and I don't know if he's still running it, but he runs, I don't know if he's still running it, but at one point in time, he was running a home for at-risk youths, typically males and young men. And Pat, was asking for donations for his home for these young men. If you could donate microwaves, beds, mattresses, anything that that can be used and useful within this program. And people gave him stuff, but the mattresses were torn up. They had stains on it and everything like that. So those things that people tried to give, he either threw them away or told the people to keep them and said, I want new stuff or stuff that is like new. And that was his standard. His standard is that for these boys, even though they may be in trouble, even though that they may be at risk, that they are still deserving of quality things. Regardless of this man, Michael Maddox, regardless if he was homeless, regardless of how long he's been homeless, he still has the right to quality things. And so I'm not trying to like I said, I'm not trying to say, hey, look what I did. But what I'm trying to say is, if we don't want somebody giving us jacked up stuff, if we don't want somebody coming off and saying, well, I don't need it, here, you can have it. If we are looking to buy the best for us and the things that we like, why wouldn't we do that for someone else who may have less? This is a thing that we gotta, they don't have anything, so I guess I can just give them anything that I don't want, and they should be happy for it anyway. What kind of mindset is that? What kind of mindset is that? When so many people have sacrificed for us, when so many people have given their best for us, that we turn around and not give our best for other people. It's not right. It's not right. Quality. Everybody should have the opportunity, the quality. Everybody should have the opportunity, the quality. So if you're going to give it, give your best. Don't give the stuff with the rips in it. Throw that away. Don't give the stuff with the stains on it. Throw that away. Don't give the stuff that needs to be repaired. Throw it away unless you repair it and it works like new or it looks like new. We have to start giving our best when it comes to people. We want to give our best when it comes to us. We want the best things. We want the best TVs, the best video games, the best clothes, the best cars. We want the things that seem to make our lives better, right? So when we go out and we see people, why not make their lives better? Let's not treat people like animals. Let's not treat people like dogs and give them scraps from a table. Why don't we get them full meals? Oh, I ate off of this. Here, you can have this. I'm not going to eat it. No. Why don't you eat that for yourself? And why don't you go get him a fresh hot meal? Why? He's a person. We are people. We deserve regardless, we deserve to have quality in our lives. And whoever can't afford that quality, or whoever may need something, they deserve to have that quality given to them through help or whatever else the case might be. Don't give anything if it is not. If you wouldn't take it, don't give it. If you wouldn't take it, don't give it. One of the old school lessons when it came to borrowing somebody's car was, you always return it better than what you took it. So sometimes that was, I'm going to go give it a wash and I'm going to go fill it up with gas, even though if I didn't drive it as much. What? You always returned it better than what you took it. Right? So if I get something, I need to do something in return better than what it was done to me. You know what I mean? A person eating is a right, not a privilege. Privilege is playing the video game, right? A privilege is going on vacation, right? But writing, to be able to, eating, being able to eat, being able to have shelter, being able to have a decent pair of clothes to wear, that's a right. That's a right. Being a person, being a human being, an individual, that's a right you have. We out there in this world, and Daytona's going through a homeless issue with our homeless people, and one side of the community doesn't want them because they're going to make their property values go down. The other side of the community doesn't want them because they're going to make their properties go down. And right now, the homeless people are all in between. It's all a mess. They're all in between. They want to send the homeless people all the way out by the interstate because no one wants to be around homeless people. No one wants to be around homeless people. And let me just tell you, Tupac said it best. Yes, Tupac. And one of his speeches, I think he was in LA when he gave this speech. But Tupac said this. He was like, you have these guys out here with these mansions, these 12-bedroom mansions, and only 3 or 4 people live in it. Why don't you house people in your house? Give people a chance to get on their feet. Why not? Why not? And I'm only saying these things, and I'm only of this mindset because I watched it growing up. I watched this. I watched my grandparents. I watched my grandparents house students who could not afford to stay on campus. I watched this. I watched my dad. I watched my dad house people who were living in Miami in their home in his own house. Now, mind you, when I wasn't there, my dad still had 3 other children and a wife, and he housed a mother and her 2 children in the house. I've watched this. This is why I'm speaking on it. This is why when I've had college students come over to my house, hey, you hungry? We just cooked some spaghetti. Yeah, I'm hungry. Have big bowl. Take however much you need. Thanksgiving. Invited like at least 10 to 12 friends of mine to Thanksgiving dinner one year. And then we took food home because there was so much food left over. We took food home back to the dorm for the kids who couldn't go home so they could have something to eat. We were trying to give our best. Give your best. Give your best. And don't leave it to someone else to do it. You do it. You take care of it. You, right now, right here, you do it. Oh, I don't know if they're going to spend it on drugs. Oh, I don't know if they're going to spend it on alcohol. Oh, I don't know. Who cares? They got to eat sometime. And who knows, maybe your act of kindness is the very act of kindness that actually makes them say and makes them think like Michael Maddox said, that I feel like someone actually cares. Someone actually cares. I don't feel like I'm invisible anymore. Give your best in everything we do. We have to give our best. And we going to go hard for our jobs. We're going to go hard for our dreams. We're going to go hard for those people who have our back. What about going hard for the people who won't have your back, or who can't have your back, or who you'll never see again? Who you'll never see again. We got to stop. We got to stop thinking that, oh, just because, they don't have anything, I'm going to move this up. Just because they don't have anything, they'll be good. This will suffice for them because they don't have anything. So I guess this will work. We got to stop that, man. We really do. We really, really do. My wife and I, we don't have a lot at all. But what we do have, we're willing to share. We're willing to give. One time, we're willing to give, man. One time, man, we've given college students money and got burned for that. But we felt in our heart that we were supposed to give it to them regardless. Money is and was and is tight. You know, we can't think of ourselves more highly than what we ought to. And there's no person who's less than us. I'm not greater than anyone else because of my race, my age. I'm not better than you because of my job, the type of car I drive, the clothes I wear. That doesn't mean anything at all. But the only thing that means something is can I do something greater? Can I do something greater? Will I give my best to someone every chance I get? Don't give scraps when you have a full course meal in your refrigerator and there's somebody that's hungry. Let me tell you, this is one of the reasons why I say this. You know, a lot of people, you look at people and you see where they are, you know, in that moment. And in that moment, you know, they're big, they're making money, they may be a millionaire, but you never saw where they came from. And a lot of times you don't hear about where they came from either. So you're just always like, you think they've been in this position for a long time. So I remember I was maybe about 2 years or so out of college, and I was attending a church, and I was trying to get more active in that church when I was going there, and I was like, that's when gas, you remember when gas crept up to $4, almost $5 a gallon back between like 01 all the way up to about 07, 08. So we had that real long period of gas just going through the roof. So, you know, because I didn't live close to the church, I stopped coming on other days that I was coming Wednesday nights and different things of that nature. So I only stuck to like coming like Sundays and like Thursdays because gas was hard. I was working full time, but only getting paid for part time. So, and typically working more than one job. So, you know, I was trying to see if I couldn't like interview for maybe a position at the church and trying to work some things out, make some things happen. So I was walking out, and like two of the pastors, associate pastors, were standing there, and they were like, "Hey man, we haven't seen you in a while at the other days," and so forth and so forth. And I was like, "Yeah, you know, it's been pretty hard. You know, I don't make that much money, and you know, I also have to pick the days when I am able to come out to the church." And so he was like, "Oh, okay, well, you know, whenever you can get out, man, we would love to have you back out here." Now, he said that while he was standing in front of his Benz. Okay, a nice one. And I'm not saying that the Benz could have been paid for, right? The Benz could have been paid for. The Benz, he could have been going through financial difficulties himself, right? But you're talking to a kid who just got out of college, not making any type of money, and you're standing in front of your Benz, which, you know, I'm only like 24, 25. I'm like, yo, you standing in front of your Benz, you hear me talking about I need gas money. If I had gas money, I would come more. And then you say, oh, I hope everything gets better. That has stuck in my mind ever since that day. And that is one of the things that drives me. That is one of the things that will not let me stop. That is one of the things that says, if I got it, you can get it. If you really need it, you can have it. I am not attached to anything that is like of material possessions. Now, if it's a gift, that's kind of where I pause, because you know people get that for you, and some things are sentimental. If I buy with my own money, like I did those Nikes, guess what? You can have them. You know, don't get caught up in the stuff that you have. Let it go. If it's the best, let it go. Somebody needs a watch, let it go. Gave somebody a watch. They lost it. Gave them another watch because they asked me. They told me that they lost it, but they were good watches. That's what I'm saying. They were good. So if I have $10, and I say, yo, you need gas money? And I know sometimes it's hard to come by gas. Yo, you need some gas money? Yeah. If I'm asking you, that might mean I have the cash on me, or I might be able to go fill up your car, or at least put a little bit of gas in your car. So be truthful if I ask you. I've done that. Ain't had a lot, but I think you might need gas money. Here, let me help you out, because I know what it's like to be in this position. I'm just trying to give my best each time. Each time, you know I'm giving my best. My wife sometimes even more than me. I sometimes have to tell her, yo, calm it down. We still need to eat. You know what I mean? But we try, we go. If you're going to give it your best, give it your best. Give it your best. If you're going to give your best, give it your best. Don't give half when you know you can do more. When you know you can do more. When you clothed them, you clothed me. When you fed them, you fed me. When you visited them, you visited me. So why I'm gonna give less, man? Why I'm gonna give less? Why I'm gonna do anything that isn't the best? I'm gonna do it for me. Posting this video is giving you my best, because I know what I'm trying to do and I know where I'm trying to go. But I'm about to be out, man. I done talked for you know, I done talked enough. But you know, God bless. Remember, give it your best in everything that you do, regardless of who it is, who is able to help you out. That is not a determining factor. The determining factor is you showing somebody that you're willing to make this happen. So if you missed the video, it'll post in a second. Like I said, you know, we out here trying to make things happen. If you need or have any questions about Vickers Speaks, any questions about Warner A. Vickers LLC, Warner A. Vickers Enterprises LLC, you know, let me know. I would love to give you information. You can email me at vickersspeaks@gmail.com. I'm on all Twitter, IG, Facebook, Snapchat, Vickers Speaks, everything. You'll see the logo. You'll see the logo. It's the same logo everywhere. Oh, one more thing. YouTube. I'm posting these videos on YouTube. Last year I did a marriage seminar, and I've just recently posted that. So check out the marriage seminar called Taking the Myth Out of Marriage. It was a 4-part series as far as speaking. I've only posted my part up there, which was false foundations. Please check it out. I'll do another video about those different things of that nature. And I love y'all. If you know you need information about Vickers Speaks, want me to come and speak, yo, just hit me up. Facebook has all my information there, phone numbers, emails. Love y'all. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers that are out there. All the fathers that played a part in my life. I love y'all. I'm going to do a video about that on Monday. I'm going to do 2 videos on Monday. So I said that, so now I got to do it. I'm going to do 2 videos on Monday. And one of them is about fathers. So be prepared for that. I love y'all. See y'all later. Bye.